Hello and welcome to The Buzz with Jana Pesh.
And Nick DiZoglio. Hope all of you guys are enjoying the summer so far.
So far, did we miss a month or did we do 2 in June?
No, we did one in July. We did it right before we left.
Did we? I think it was end of June.
It might have been the end of June.
I think there were 2 in.
Well, I do want to take a moment though, because our last show we had someone here that is missing today. Jim Daw, who was a staple in the community when it came to community television, student sports, child advocacy. I've known Jim for over 20 years. He was the president of the Methuen Youth Baseball League.
Yep.
I was an umpire, and throughout that time. So I've known Jim and the family, Kathy and Chris, for quite a while. So I just want to take this moment to, again, pass my deepest condolences to the family. And Jim will be sadly missed in this community. So, but we have the whole studio here tonight. We have a full group of great members
volunteers.
and volunteers of the Methuen Community Studios. So I am going to ask that we dedicate the show to Jim today. He was here through all of them, setting up the desk and behind the camera. So
he was, yep.
We're going to miss you, Jim.
He will be deeply, deeply missed.
With that said, he was also someone behind the camera at the city council meetings, and man, you guys had a doozy last week.
And you didn't?
I mean, yours is a heck of a lot better than mine
I
these
don't
days.
know. I think the school committee with constellations is just
I love the AI pictures that are being created.
Can I ask you?
Of like DJ as a gremlin.
But does nobody notice that that's not our mayor in the picture?
Yes, it is.
It doesn't look anything like him. I'm going to take a brief second. I'm going to give them the AI image. And I kept reading the comments. Anybody who knows me, so I'm not on Facebook that much. I think Facebook sometimes creates this very false sense of what's actually going on. Yeah, so I try to stay off it, except for like looking at kids' pictures and friends I have in different parts of the world and country. So I try not to be too political. I will put stuff out there, like if we have a counselor at large meeting or that sort of stuff, so that.
But those are AI too, photos that you guys
but
do.
they're not photos. Those are AI generated posts. They don't have our pictures.
What happened with like clip art?
But no. There's one I'm gonna put on though. Literally, it doesn't even look like our mayor.
I just love how you're like sitting in the corner like, oh, I got some money coming, and everyone's like, yay, yay.
The AI is very interesting, very interesting.
But thank you for cutting off our big toe by taking money from stabilization to pay for the Constellations
program. Cut off
program.
Your big toe?
Well, the stabilization fund is literally to stabilize.
It is also more
the city.
Stable than it had been for years and years and years. So we've been operating with quite a bit of a buffer. The issue is we need to, in my opinion, it's great to see the stabilization fund grow, right? Mm-hmm. But
we're taking money already out of it. We don't do the meals tax to it anymore.
Why don't we
don't take the billboard money anymore to it.
But why don't we just appropriate accordingly? And then
I know. I do at home. I don't know. How many of you guys pay bills by taking it out of your savings?
It's hard.
All the time.
Hard.
You can't take it out of the savings.
Listen, it's a hard thing, and I think not to switch topics completely, but I think a lot of it has to do with the 2-year term limits.
Oh, I agree with you.
Everyone in political
office
the charter? Is constantly, it's coming.
It's coming
soon.
So that it doesn't impact the next term.
Okay,
that's the way, because just so everyone knows.
I don't know if that's true.
Once this charter is approved, term limits get restarted.
Do you remember the last time they put charter questions? It was a long time ago. They put charter questions on the ballot.
We started this back when Neil was alive. He's been dead 3 years.
I'm saying before that. I'm saying like the 90s or something. They tried to do something with term limits, and the whole thing got thrown out.
I don't think DJ approves it anyways. I don't even think DJ approves it.
I don't know. The whole thing, sometimes I feel like I'm just there sitting, watching like a big ship. I don't want to say sinking, but I feel very helpless sometimes at those meetings.
You're like watching the other world behind it. I get it.
No, it's tough, and you do what you can do. And, it is what it is. Everyone's trying to help the schools. Listen, it's not just Methuen, and we say this all the time.
No, it's not just Methuen.
It's a hard situation. My issue is And I'm unhappy that you guys voted school choice.
I didn't vote for school choice. I tried
But
to
the
block it
board
all
did.
the board.
But
I
the
mean,
board
I'm trying.
did. And I think it's insane,
Wait.
right?
Go back to the agenda for this upcoming Monday meeting, because it's on the agenda again. They have to reconsider it because they screwed it up, the vote.
Why?
Because they didn't vote a plan. This is the thing, is everyone's trying to rush something and they don't have it done yet.
How is school choice a good idea?
It's odd.
When we can't even
We
take care of our
We
own
can't even take care.
residents,
You're
right?
saying exactly what I said.
Like,
You're preaching to a choir with me.
It's I don't know. I think it's.
DJ thinks it's going to be revenue streaming. You can't make revenue off of kids.
But hold on. Do you remember when we first were on the school committee together, like my first term, which was a while ago?
Yeah.
But anyway, we had over like we had
I think that's
an
the
overpopulation.
picture on the opening is the one from.
But we had more students than we could fund. So we had too many kids,
we had
and they were
7,200
crowded,
students.
and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And guess what? There were funding problems. Okay, now the narrative is we have too few students. We can't fund them. So can you tell me exactly when we can fund and when we can,
I still scratch my head.
serve our student population adequately?
I still scratch my head.
Are you scratching your head?
We're losing
scratching his
teachers.
head.
We're upset that we're losing teachers. We're upset we're losing specialists. Wait, let me finish this. No, let me finish. 7,200 students was what the number was back in 2014.
What is it, like 5,000 or something now?
It's 6,400.
Yeah.
1,000.
Yeah.
Let's say 1,000
Sure.
students are gone in 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still need the same number of teachers? Do you still wait? How are we overcrowding in classrooms if we're down 1,000 students?
Because we dropped the classroom size.
No, we dropped the number of classrooms.
But we dropped the classroom size too at one point. Don't you remember?
Well, we did, but that's because.
So now, but what I'm saying is, if you have overcrowding, say you had a classroom of 28, just for instance.
I just don't know how you have
then
overcrowding
move it
when you
to
have 1,000 less students.
But then you move it to 22, right?
Yeah, but then you'll have an open classroom somewhere.
Listen.
So it's just like
the metrics don't make sense to me either. I'm just trying to think it through.
Drake had just closed the school. When you have over 100 communities in Massachusetts propose a Prop 2.5,
Yep.
that's not that's not misspending. That's not a municipality issue. It's a state issue.
Yeah.
The state is not giving enough funding to these three big areas, and that is infrastructure, services, and education.
Yeah.
Okay? How is it that your gas bill can now be charged a maintenance fee because they're digging up the road down the street to put in new pipes?
Well, they can assess anything on anything.
But why are we paying for the infrastructure?
Because we're paying for
The state
everything.
should be paying for the
Listen,
infrastructure.
I don't want to keep blaming COVID because it was a long time ago. But COVID occurred and it skewed everything, right? It skewed market prices, gas prices, electric prices. Like, everything is so messed up right now. I just think, like everything else, it's just, I don't know how people are affording their lives, to be honest.
And we're building all this
that.
new housing and not enough commercial. It's just, it bogs down the city for services. And so, I'm intrigued to see what money comes out of the trash czar that is being.
I don't think we're going to see a lot of money. I'm hoping that we stop seeing the extra. That's really all we're, right? Because the mayor's going to renegotiate the contract. Yes?
Sure, you know more than I do on that end.
So, well, eventually, right?
Yeah.
When the contract expires that they just extended. But my point is, we need to stop seeing the extra tonnage. So that's what we're focusing on.
When you have a house of 5 people,
we're losing
there shouldn't
money.
be a trash barrel for every person.
So
I'm sorry.
built into
I
the
don't get it.
taxes, but built into the taxes, they only ever allotted for 1 trash barrel per household. Now, where they went wrong was, I'm a family of 5. I can't live without 1 trash barrel. Now, I live on a private road. I don't get city trash, and I still pay for it, so you're welcome. But, I'll tell you, we have sometimes 2, sometimes 3, right? For a family of 5. Okay, when you asked the city, as a town receiving, a resident receiving trash pickup through the city, can I have a second barrel? Okay. Now, they may or may not have charged them the original barrel fee, which I think was like $100.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
I think it was 100. Yeah.
I don't get it in,
Yeah.
the original when
I
it
have
first
one
rolled out.
barrel.
I wasn't on the council, but that $100 doesn't even come close to the tonnage we're paying on it. So every second barrel, and I would argue maybe even the first barrel, we're losing money. We're backwards. So what do?
Charge.
You charge. How do you charge? We don't even know, and this was my biggest gripe at the meeting, we don't even know who has the barrels. We know some, we don't know some. Some people just got dropped off.
And you promoted the person that was doing that job.
Who's that?
The mayor's office. So, I mean, I'm just saying, it's just a full circle of all this BS that continues to happen. And I'm sorry, no one's holding anyone accountable.
But there will be fines. There will be fines going forward.
Well, say how much. I can't wait to see the the cherry sheet of all the fines that you receive.
Listen, outside of the fines, I'm just hoping, and I know anybody who watches the council meetings, we focus on education for the barrel, what you put in them, how much is allowed, blah, blah, blah.
If we can get the tonnage Education's done.
I get it, but if we can get the tonnage down, but that's where the fines come in. Education is great, but if you don't have, I don't want to say a punishment, but some sort of something to keep it in line, what's it going to do? Okay, I'm educating you, but what incentive do you have to actually comply with my education, right? That's where the fine comes in. Now there's a reason for you to comply, because otherwise you're going to get fined.
We're a city.
He's doubting.
I doubt it. We're a city.
Yeah.
We don't treat it like a city.
We're the city known as the town of Methuen.
There you go. We were on vacation for quite a while. We went away. We went down to visit my parents and my sister down in Florida, and we just got back from a lengthy trip. The house was shut down. No one went in it. Things like that. So I was expecting
Sure. I heard Ryan was over there.
He might have went. Who maybe, but. There was you had the AC on at a lower, at a higher rate.
Tell me your
like
bill was still high?
No, actually, it wasn't. But I walk into the house, and I have this fishy smell in the basement.
I don't even. I'm.
The electrical box was overheating.
Okay.
All right. Nothing's on. Just the heater. Just the heat from it alone. You would think the whole system was running. So the AC was on at 80. The solar panels, I have solar panels. We just put it on about a year ago.
Yeah.
They were supposed to upgrade the service.
Okay.
They never did. They never upgraded my service. So I have all of this stuff pulling energy into this 100-watt, service. So I call the provider of the solar panels. And they go, well, they deemed it unnecessary expense to upgrade it when it happened. And I go, well, you're the last people on my box. Yeah, well, sorry, it's on you because you have an HVAC. I go, what? Everyone has an HVAC that's a modern house now. So I go to 2 electricians, the one from their company, one from my company, my pool of people that I know. Both said the same thing. They should have upgraded their system.
Well, that seems like it sounds like it should have been part of your contract or whatever.
No, it's something that the electrician that comes in to install it.
Yeah, but didn't he look and say, hey, this is only for 100 watts?
I hear you. I agree with you. I'm not the expert. I'm not an electrician. They should have done it. And then our electrical inspector came out.
Yeah.
He didn't look at the box. He looked at 2 things. He looked at the grounded wire, which, by the way, wasn't tightened. So they had to go in and tighten it. And then they also had another grounded wire outside that I was told was supposed to be put into the meter, never put in the meter, but it had to be dug 18 inches down or something like, or 18, I think it's 18 inches underground. They never did it. They also, in my new attic, tore apart one of my rafters.
Yeah.
By drilling in holes, left all the debris everywhere. So of course I'm livid. I just built my house.
Yeah.
You tore it up, you put all this stuff around it, and now you're telling me it's draining too much power from my service. And they don't want to do anything. So just buyers beware.
You're going to read that contract.
Anyone that gets solar in our community, if you're worried about your service, have another electrician come out and look at it And if they recommend that you need an upgrade to a 200 service, make sure the solar company does it. If you're going to take on that responsibility of having their panels on your roof,
And how much do you pay for that? Do you pay
$200
like
a month or something like that. But I have no electric bill. Don't get me wrong. Solar works. It's working. I don't have a bill. I just pay the lease on the thing.
Do you get like extra electricity and stuff too?
Yeah, I get credits. I get credits. So think about it this way.
Because you can like sell the
Yeah,
electricity.
we're
can't
selling
you?
the electricity.
Yeah.
And so I have no national grid. So it works. But the installation, I would argue, was not worth the pain, especially if it's going to overheat my house on a hot sunny day at 98 degrees.
Or you're lucky you came back too. Who knows what that
Oh,
could have
no
caused.
kidding. And then one of the electricians says, Nick, as long as you have a tripwire, which of course your fuse box will trip. It'll trip it before it blows.
Well,
Before it
yes.
blows. But as long as you have fire detector and the trip, you should be fine.
But you still don't want to deal with that. I mean.
But do you know how much it costs to do a new service?
Oh, I do.
It's 10 grand just to start, especially if you have underground lines. They got to dig that all up. And here's another problem. They thought it was an unnecessary cost to upgrade my system. So they knew to them, but that's the thing is they talked about it. That means they talked about upgrading the system.
So are they liable now for whatever happened?
I'm looking into it.
Yeah.
I'm looking into it because I talked to the city. I called the city.
Yeah.
I called
I
the
would read that
inspectors.
contract. I would read that
and
service
there
agreement.
there is 2 permits. One is closed, one's not, and now they're dodging me, the company.
Yeah, but do you have the service agreement?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
We're looking into it.
Okay.
But I am completely livid that I had to come back to that because you know what? It messes up with your electronics.
Now,
it messes
are
up
your
with your
solar
equipment.
panels on the back side of your
Both.
house or they're on the
Both. My house gets east and west
Yeah.
perfectly, but my right side of the house that comes from the east side gets both corners. So
See, I
have.
won't do it because they would have to put them in the front of my house, and quite honestly, I just think they're ugly.
Yeah, but you've seen my house. It's 3 stories in the front and it's really high pitched on the hill.
Yeah.
You really can't see it from the ground.
Yeah, if you can't see it, not a big deal.
And do you
I know
have a
my
black
neighbors
roof
did it.
or do you have a tan roof? Because I used to have tan
No,
tiles.
it's kind of black.
Because
Get
it
what
also
color we
blends
put.
in pretty well to the
Yeah,
to
they
the
don't
roof.
blend. I
Oh,
don't
it kind
like
of
them.
does. You don't really notice it.
I'll notice it.
But it does look like I have the Ghostbuster machine on the side of my house. You know when they used to throw the ghost inside the machine? That's what it looks like on my side of the house.
Interesting
But yeah, that's my story. Buyer beware.
I'm sure you're all well informed now. You know what to ask for with solar panels.
Do you
if
know
you
how
want
many
them.
people are doing them in this community?
They all do because everyone's desperate to save money on electricity.
I mean, I wasn't
get it, but-
desperate. I was paying freaking $600 a month to fuel that house. But now we don't have a bill.
I don't have a bill.
Just
No, Vinny pays it.
oh, unbelievable.
I'm just kidding. Literally, God bless my husband, I don't see them. Of course we have bills.
Yeah.
I just don't see them. So they say ignorance is bliss. Who does the bills in your house, Lindsay or you?
Both. She has utilities, and I have the mortgage, and
No, Vinny.
sell
Vinny does it all. I live
YouTube
blissfully
TV,
unaware
Disney
of all
Plus,
of it.
Netflix. I should talk to my wife about like spreading it back to her. You know.
That's awful.
yeah.
She does enough. She
Yeah.
had the kids.
She does. She's
She's
got a
good.
beach day coming up tomorrow, I think.
Good. She
Me and the
deserves it.
kids. I hope it rains.
Good.
No, I'm joking.
You know, nice, huh? Really supportive. But anywho,
No, but it's good to be back in Methuen. It's been
he was in Florida, people.
yes. It was so hot here too. It was
I
hot here.
Yeah. Well,
It
I was in Disney 4th of July. You know that.
Yeah, we
That
tried
was
to cross over. We
oppressive
tried to
heat.
cross over. We ended up going to the kingdom the day that I saw that we talked to, because Aiden was so ready for like.
The pictures were so
For
cute,
it,
though.
yeah.
You put online.
We
They're
got-
so
we
cute.
did,
I love Disney.
we did,
Actually, everyone at MC.
Yeah,
TV
they do
loves
too.
Disney
D23 is our
MCS.
Super Bowl. It's this week. So I'm looking forward to seeing what new attractions are coming. But we're season pass
He gives
holders.
me updates. I have
do.
no idea.
I do.
He'll
It's,
call me. My favorite
it's my
carousel of progress.
it's my
like to call
retirement
me
job.
and tell me that it was closing down.
That's my retirement job, I think. I would love to
What?
plan trips.
You could just work in Disney.
I don't want to work.
That works.
I don't want to work.
We
like
break
that.
into the buzz?
Yeah.
The buzz, the brew.
The brew.
The brew.
So we're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we have a guest. He is a podcaster, a news person. Some would say allegedly. But he is going to join us in a few moments. So stay tuned.
Thanks for watching The Buzz. If you want
Nick
and Jana to know what all the buzz is about, feel free to send your questions and comments to
thebuzzmethuen@gmail.com.
And we're back with our guest.
our special.
He's definitely
guest.
special.
She called me special.
He's definitely special.
I did.
Tom Duggan. Tom, thank you for joining
You can
us.
hear the shrieks throughout the Merrimack Valley.
And no, for people who don't know you, because there might be like someone
I hope there's a lot of people out there that don't.
under a rock maybe, but Tom is the publisher of the Valley Patriot. He's also a local podcaster.
Well, I did radio for 35
Oh,
years, so
well,
I just
so
took
there
my
you go.
radio show, and when podcasting started, I just moved it over to podcast.
Yeah, the people, the person that people love to hate.
Well, some people do. Some people love to hate.
Paying attention. I just want to name it first.
Yeah.
Paying attention.
Paying
but-
attention with
yeah,
Tom Duggan,
yeah.
is your podcast.
There's two types of people that hate me. People who have a very different political view than I do. I tend to be more conservative. So if you're not a conservative and you're kind of rabid on the other side,
Which
you're
is
gonna
kind
hate
of
me.
ridiculous to hate someone for political views, in
Agreed,
my opinion.
agreed.
And who's the second
And
type?
then the second group of people, besides political people that I write about, is the people who just don't. The people who know me. They don't know me, but they know of me, and so they know what people say about me. The caricature, the cartoon character that people portray me as. The one-dimensional Facebook posts. They think they know you through Facebook, and then they meet you. In fact, I just met a woman named Holly Howes not too long ago. She runs the Psychological Center now, and I had to meet with her about a couple of things that I was going to write about. And she said, it's weird. You're nothing like what I thought you were going to be.
You're nothing like the persona
She was like,
that I present
she said, you're a comedian.
online.
She said, everybody says how angry you are, and you come across on Facebook as so angry. She goes, and then I sit down with you for 5 minutes, I haven't stopped laughing. You're like a comedian. And I said, that's because when I'm writing my stories, I have no emotional connection to any of this stuff. But I have a job to do. I have to present it in a way that's going to get eyeballs, because that's the media business.
Of course.
And I'm usually laughing I won't say the word. How can we censor? Do we have to censor? Or
Just say but.
Okay. I'm laughing.
Although I think you swore last
I'm
time.
laughing
You
my
did.
rear end off. Half the time I'm writing a story and I'm laughing my rear end off, and then I post it and I get 50 text messages right away. Tom, calm down, don't be so mad. And I'm like, mad? What are they talking about? But because Facebook is one-dimensional, we've gotten so used to judging the written word based on what we hear in our head.
Well, it's like a
not
text
the person in front of
message
us,
too.
right?
How many times do you get a text message? I always tell my kids, you have to be really careful with this. And especially children these days, they will like shorthand text messages. And I might be saying like, oh, hey, do you want to come over? And someone's like, sure, great. And you hear,
Yeah, no, really.
sure, great.
Right, yeah.
What,
right.
like, there's no tone to Facebook. There's no tone to
Right.
texting.
And
So-
I always make the mistake because I've been doing this for so long. I've been in radio. I did radio for 35 years. I've been doing print publishing for the Valley Patriot just celebrated 22 anniversary, 22 years, but I worked for several other newspapers before that. So I've probably been doing that for about 40 years. And so I always just forget that there are people out there who don't know me and have consumed what I do. When I post, like if I leave here and I post something, I'm assuming I'm posting it for my regular audience, but there are people out there who might happen upon it. They're not my regular audience.
But then don't
and I
read
never
it.
think about how they would take it. So I'm not as careful as I used to be. And I
I
think
don't think you should be. Listen, and I don't want to liken you to like, let's say
Man,
Howard
this comes
Stern.
with old age, doesn't it?
Right? Like Howard Stern.
I'm an old man trying
But
to get into
listen,
heaven now.
Howard Stern never apologized.
Right.
He went against the grain.
Right.
And he was another person on a global level, right, that people love to hate.
Right.
But they all love to
Right.
hate him.
Yeah, but
like he
Howard
was a really
Stern
nice guy.
tuned it down.
Right.
In
As he got older.
Had to.
I got
Yeah.
worse.
Well, that was a little
He
different.
went a little
Again, not an exact comparison here, but I always tell
I know
people,
what- I get what you're saying.
and as someone who has been your friend for a very long time, I get a lot of crap for it. And
But there's another dynamic that's working there, and that's the childish. 20 years ago, this didn't happen. This is a creature of social media. When we were in high school, it was You can't be my friend if you're his friend,
Yeah, that's
right?
just stupid.
And before social media, when people grew up, they grew out of that. But with social media now it fosters that, and it feeds into that, and it puts fuel in the fire.
And you can post anonymously,
Right, yes.
which blows my mind.
Yeah.
I love when anonymous 3466 hashtag
right.
is like battling everything. I'm
And
like,
we all know that they're
dude.
all Dan Shabilia. Let's be honest about it. Like, I mean,
I was going to count how many times his name would come up in the show, but that's one. Anyway, I don't like to give him plugs.
I understand.
But
here's the thing, and it is a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
But when someone does something now, and what I'm referring to for those at home that don't know, in the last election, Mr. Shabilia was on the school committee, and he created about 15 fake accounts, and he attacked Nellie Soto,
Allegedly.
and he attacked. No,
Allegedly.
he did. No. I got the IP addresses. He did. He attacked Nellie Soto. He attacked you. He attacked DJ Beauregard. He started trying to pit people against each other so that he could run around and go, see, I told you they were bad people.
Which, listen,
I'm
people
very
can
thick-skinned.
I
mean,
am too.
Tom
If it's
comes
on-
after me for primaries, and
I go after you for everything.
If it's on,
You get no mercy from
my
me at all.
brother was on your show a few weeks ago, and I'm like, I don't even know how I became a topic.
if it's
Any
on,
opportunity I can to throw a jab at Nick, I try
Can I
as hard
tell
as
you
I
though?
can. Yes,
Can I
please.
tell you the dynamic between Nick and Ryan, having sat with both of them on the council at different times, is hysterical. I was telling Nick before. So Ryan, for anybody who sees him, just got a new haircut, and he's like clean shaven now. So John Drew, another counselor, turns around. He goes, Ryan, I think you look a little like Nick. So I hear him, and I miss Nick being on the council because I used to terrorize him the whole time, and I love teasing
already
John
see
and
where this is
Ryan.
going, and I'm laughing.
So the whole meeting, we're taking pictures, and I'm bumping into him, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, Nick. Oh, I'm sorry. He's like, I hate you. I hate you.
I bet he's not talking to you now.
Oh my God, but the whole time I'm like,
He's not
Nick,
talking to me.
dude, I did it again. He's like, I take that as an insult.
I had your brother on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, well,
My replacement.
because his brother's here, I know Nick's going to watch, so I'm going to throw as many jabs at him as I can. Because
Nick takes jabs, though.
I take jabs.
right, well, but that's the thing. I
You
wouldn't.
get a lot of crap for being your friend, too.
Listen, you know who
This is interesting, actually,
Yeah.
sitting in the middle between the two.
I know. Two different.
But you know who I don't go after? I don't go after people like, say, Ellen McLaren, because I don't know her that well. I've never had
Yeah.
coffee with her, so she doesn't know who I am. And if I did it, she would probably be offended by that because we don't have a relationship yet. I mean, I'd love to have coffee
But
with
you
her
don't
someday.
bark without reason.
That's
and
true.
this is what I don't
And I
understand
never throw the
about
first
people.
punch.
I agree. So I always, but no, it's true.
No, that's needling. That's different.
No, you'll jab. You'll
But
pick.
I never go to
You'll
war
pick.
with anybody. I've never thrown the first punch physically or verbally
No.
or with my journalism ever. If you see me on Facebook and I'm relentlessly going after someone, it's because they've come after me or someone
And they're
else.
giving you continuously
That's
more
right.
ammo.
That's right.
Like
And then-
I've seen it
and then I
happen.
fight back.
I just look at the newcomers coming up, the younger, like the original Ryan Hamiltons who have now been in the industry for like 10,
Yeah.
15 years now. I just don't want our future politicians or our new politicians to think some of the social media war or some of these jabs are serious and or
Don't take them
acceptable.
seriously.
No, but that's
Well,
the
you
thing.
got to. This is where you and I end up having problems.
Because I say
stop
it's
with the
business.
acceptable stuff.
Well, no,
right?
because that's the thing about politics.
But you don't
gotta
make it personal.
be.
Right, you don't make it
That's my
personal.
thing. So
You're
I
not
will-
supposed to
and
get
you-
personal. And when you attack a character of
Right.
someone, that's personal. That's
Right,
not
I agree.
business. That's not business.
Unless they give you a reason to. Now, if you're watching a city council meeting and you see someone who's in a conflict of interest, I did this in Lawrence 10 years ago. There was a city council who then became acting mayor who took money from bar owners. And then the proposal came to change last call. Okay,
Yeah.
so now you've taken a donation, and I said to him before the meeting, listen, you've taken donations from these guys, you have to recuse yourself. And he didn't. So after he didn't, I went on Facebook and I said, what he did was a violation of the conflict of interest laws, and it's corrupt because it's not a mistake. I reminded him before the meeting. Well, I got accused of being mean. Why are you picking on him? Did he drive
Yeah.
over your puppy? And people always they always want to attack your motive, because they want to distract from what you're saying. So it's, you'll notice the phrase in politics every day. He's only doing that because. Well, what do you mean he's only doing that because? Nobody does anything for one reason.
Yeah.
No.
If I'm going after somebody with my journalism, it's because I see that they've done something that I just recently went after the Haverhill City Council because they violated the open meeting law.
And
not
it's
only
your
did they,
job.
Right, it is, and that's the other thing people don't understand. What you see on Facebook is my job.
This is your livelihood.
This is how I pay my
Yes.
bills. This is my newspaper, and social media is an extension of reporting. This morning I reported that Lawrence Mayor Brian DePena was arrested by the feds.
Which might be old news by the time this airs.
Maybe, but I broke the story.
What's today's date? August 14th?
Yes.
So it was 6 a.m. It was 6 a.m. this
Yeah.
morning
Yeah.
that they did it.
But I have the affidavit.
But that's
and
the
I've got
thing is they're going after him for COVID money. They're not
Right.
just going after him for COVID money. They're going after him for wiretapping and all this other stuff
Right.
too. Like this is something small, so I think this is going to be a bigger story
And there
over
are
the
at
next
least
few
another
weeks.
Maybe.
dozen
But they
superseding
raided-
indictments coming.
What they do,
Probably.
like raid his home at 6 in the morning, though?
They did.
I mean, that's tough.
Well, they raided his office a few weeks ago. I'm going to say maybe even a month ago. And you always know, and there's another elected official that's also going to be going soon too. Someone very well known, Ann Methuen. When they go in and they
Is it
seize you,
Nick?
when they go, I'm not gonna say because I think we all know. And if you don't know, then you're gonna have to read the Valley Patriot. But when the feds come in and they seize your electronic, I'll wait for them to decide that they want.
No, keep going. No. We talk back and forth right now.
When the feds come in, and this is something just for your viewers, to just kind of an insight as to how the media works, right? I've been doing this for a long time, and so what I've noticed is when the feds come in and they seize your electronic equipment, it's because they've already hacked your emails, they've already listened to your voicemails, they know what's there, they've gone to a judge and said, we have a confidential source, it's usually really them, and we know that these documents exist, and so they don't come in and take your phone unless they already know what's on it, because they have to physically have the phone in their possession to issue an indictment. So they can't go to a grand jury and say, we know what's on his phone. They're going to say, where's the phone? So there's another elected official that has had his electronic equipment, and we know for a fact that's the pattern that happens, so we also know for a fact that it's coming, because they don't come in just to look. They come in to get the documents they know are already there, the emails, the voicemails, the text messages.
Yeah. No, I think I know who it is, but I won't say it.
You can tell me later.
I'm not going to say because I think everyone's innocent until proven guilty and until he's actually arrested. They may find out
but
that...
arrested it still doesn't mean you're guilty.
Well, the feds have a 91% conviction rate. If they get you, you're probably guilty. You still deserve the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But if the feds seize your equipment and then they go, so they got Brian DePena's equipment, I think about a month ago. There's more people who are going to be arrested. More people from the administration are going to be arrested.
It's too bad. I think it's a problem, though, in local politics all over. I think a lot of people feel very entitled, right? Like you get money, and it's like misappropriation, but it's illegal.
I'm curious who the next mayor of Lawrence is going to be.
I don't know.
You know, it's a very thin field.
You follow that.
I do. I mean, it's a very thin field.
Giovanni, you think throws his name in?
I think Giovanni. I don't know that he could win an election.
I don't. That's what I
Did he top the ticket on the council?
No, Selena Reyes topped the
Reyes,
ticket.
yeah.
So they've
Who's
been
running
talking
for state rep, if I recall, right?
Yeah.
Yes, she's running against Francisco Polino.
Yeah.
I know Estella Reyes has been rumored to be thinking of running for that seat. I know Jorge Jaime, the DPW director in Lawrence, who's, by the way, very popular for a DPW director. It's kind of weird to be out in the
I never
community.
heard of a DPW.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm on the community with Jorge
Lawrence
a lot.
is different, though.
Lawrence is different.
And people come over and they don't even see me. They're like, oh, Jorge Jaime. And I'm like,
I love that name, though. How
Right,
can
isn't
you
it?
not say hi to Jorge Jaime?
Have you been to the new, the guy that owns Salvatore's just opened up another
Mike
Mike
Yes.
Agricola?
Yeah,
We love
Can we give him a plug, please?
And stop being mean to my Maria Safway, my Maria Figueroa. She said you sat behind her the whole time.
I didn't know.
She said she sat behind me the whole time and didn't even say hi.
No,
And she was
no,
weeping about it. She was
there.
like,
"That's
she
so
doesn't
not
love
what
me."
happened. That's so not what happened." I was there, and since it opened, I felt very bad.
The question I was asking is it a good restaurant?
It's fantastic.
Yes.
So
I
I'm
haven't
giving
been able to
Well,
go
all
to
this
that.
happened
I wanna
at the
give a plug.
restaurant. That's why I brought it up.
okay.
I wanna give a plug. So Mike Agricola is the owner of
Salvatore's.
Salvatore's in Lawrence. He opened Michael's Bistro, which is on Essex Street in Lawrence now. It is so easy to get to. I know a lot of people, well, I shouldn't say a lot, but some people are apprehensive, and he just posted today, actually, they have free valet. So now if you're
Excellent.
nervous about
'Cause
driving
parking's
into
the issue.
Lawrence.
Oh, is it?
Yep. And his
It's
manager
Essex Street.
there, his
Yeah.
manager there, Charlie.
Which restaurant did he take over?
He didn't. So it's where the old in-town mall was. It's on the opposite side of the block of
I
Norman
love how it
Essex.
just got shut down. They're just having a conversation. I might just
welcome
sing
to
a
my
song
world.
in
Welcome to my
world.
But no, because I've been dying to go to it.
So let me tell you. So I missed the soft opening, which I felt very badly about. It was like right after I came back from Florida, I think, and I missed it. But so right after, I was like, Mike, I have to go down. So we've been going, my husband and I, every Friday. I can't go tonight because I have something, but every Friday we've been going, and my husband wants to try everything on the menu. So I've pretty much tried.
Your first husband?
My first husband. Everything on the menu, because he likes to get everything.
Is it Italian?
The food, so it's a mix.
Well,
it's got a Latino flair, so it is like.
It's like a high-end Andover restaurant in Lawrence.
For prices that would be in Methuen.
Yeah, right.
The meal that I get there, and I told Mike, I said my bill would be triple
Yeah.
if
In
I were in
Andover?
Boston or
Boston.
Andover or whatever. And the quality is just, it's on point.
I don't even know what they call half the stuff. So I go in and I just point to the menu, the stuff that I've had before, but it's so good, yeah.
So they had tuna tartare. It was like fresh tuna tartare with like this wonton crispy thing, a shrimp that was about this big. Vinny's like, this is the best
Did you
dish
take the
I've ever
kids or
had.
no kids?
I haven't yet.
All right, then this is
Because
a
we've been
dinner.
going-
It's not
no,
really,
it's kid friendly. No.
It is, but
you
it's
can
not-
go in the afternoon.
Yeah.
He
Oh.
has chicken fingers and
Yeah.
hamburgers, and they did that deliberately because Mike. So I will give another shout out to him. He does a ton for the community.
He does.
He donates to the Bash. He
TMF.
donates to TMF. He donates to schools. That man won't say no.
He goes into the Daybreak Homeless Shelter, and he doesn't just bring the food, he pays his workers
He's
to
an
come and
amazing
serve the
human
food.
being.
So I work with TMF, right, and we service the
They
homeless
just
on Wednesday
moved,
nights.
didn't they? They got
Yeah, we got thrown
vacated.
out of the bus station by the
After you
now
fought
indicted
so
mayor of Lawrence.
After you fought so hard to
yeah.
get into the bus station.
Right, we did, and so Michael will come to TMF. He'll come to the Daybreak Homeless Shelter, and he will not just donate food. And it's not the easy food. It's not the
No.
chicken broccoli Alfredo, right?
Yeah. He doesn't throw crap together.
It's
He's-
veal palm.
yeah.
It's the good food, and he pays his workers to come and serve the homeless. So a lot of people come, and God bless them. We love what they do. They drop off food, and then we serve the food. We have to get the volunteers to serve the food. But Michael always goes that extra step. He goes and he talks to the individual homeless people and finds out what they need. And then a week later, he'll call me and say, listen, I was talking to that guy Lewis that you know, the homeless guy, the guy with the red shirt. He said he needed sneakers, so I went out and I got him some sneakers. He's a 9.5. Come by and pick them up, and you can give it to him next Wednesday night. So these are the things that people don't know about some of the business owners like Mike Agricola,
Yeah.
who help people in the community. And because they're not like the Debo Browns. They're not handing someone with a sandwich doing a selfie going, look, changing the world.
Yeah.
You know, they're just doing it, and they're doing it for the right reasons.
Which is why I felt like I had to plug them. And listen, I will use this opportunity to plug you too.
Why?
Because people see your personality, and I should say your online personality, your podcast personality, and they don't really know you, right? The Bash, TMF. I would argue that you do just as much as everything we just said about Mike. You do
that's
the
nice.
exact same things. And I will say too, because having been involved with the Bash, which is a scholarship program that the Valley Patriot
runs.
puts on every year, they give tens and tens of thousands. They almost broke
103,000
They broke 100
last
last
year,
year in scholarship money. These students are not walking. We gave a plug last time after it on our show,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, you did.
you know,
She stole the Buckholz
a lot
picture.
of kids, a lot of students when they get scholarships, and now my son's going to college, not this year, the year after, but the scholarships are like $500. $250, whatever.
Yeah, but there's
These
a
are
scholarship for everything.
$10,000, $12,000, $15,000
This year we broke every
scholarships.
single record. Our highest scholarship
Crazy.
was $21,000 for the.
That could
I
be
want
that could be a
people-
semester. That could be a semester or a full year of
100%,
school.
but I want people to understand too, because I've heard a lot, oh, well, he makes all his money off of this. This man does not make a penny.
Not even a penny.
The only money that he generates from this is enough to cover the rent,
The costs.
the hall. And I've been involved with this, so believe me. And I will say too, I know so much, and you are the first one to give a shirt off your back or to donate when you can or go to, he's at TMF every single Wednesday helping the homeless. I don't know many people who can say that.
thank you.
No, it's true. And when you were sick, Tom,
So stop busting my chops about the damn
but
primaries.
when you were sick, I knew for a fact, you know what? You don't save for a rainy day fund. Everything that you have,
I give.
you give.
Yeah.
And so
Well, you know what? Can I tell you a quick story about why that is? Because I think
Sure.
it's a great life lesson. My father was killed in the line of duty. He was a Lawrence cop, and he was murdered when he was 47. And my
Who was
father.
also Tom Duggan Sr., by the
So
way.
my
if anybody
father,
wants to look
I
up
missed
the
my
story.
father on Christmases and Easters and birthdays, my first Little League game, my high school play, because he was always working 3 jobs. And they used to say to him, why is your job more important than us? And he used to say, because when I get to go to retire, I can enjoy you as a grown-up, and I can retire, and I can spend all my days with you, and I don't ever have to worry about going to work again. So I'm building towards something. I'm building toward my retirement so I can go to Florida, buy a nice bait and tackle shop on the beach. I can fish during the day. I can spend as much time with you and your sisters as I can. And then at 47, he got beaten with a baseball bat and he was murdered. And from that point forward, I always just remembered that he worked his entire life for something that never happened. And I don't ever want to do that. So I make no money on the paper. People think that I'm rolling in dough. I make no money on the paper. I paid myself $26,000 last year. I'm semi-retired. I don't do this for money. I don't do the bash for money. I don't need money. My kids are out of college. I've got no mortgage. My car is paid off. What do I need money for? I don't like to travel. I have no expensive tastes. So what I try to do is I try to put everything of me into my newspaper and into what I do so I can hold elected officials accountable. Because I was once an elected official. I was a Lawrence school board member who saw so much corruption, but because I was only 26, no one listened to me. No one believed me when I said, you're not going to believe what happened. And so now I'm in a position where people have to believe me because I yell loud enough that I make them believe me. I also get the documents. Like today, I was on my way here and Channel 5 is breaking my story about the Lawrence mayor. They don't have the affidavit. They don't have the charging documents. They don't have the IRS documents. Go to valleypatriot.com. We've got it all up. We had it all up before all of them.
Yeah.
And that's not because,
And you have that a lot.
I do.
You
It's
know
true.
a lot of people, a lot of places. People don't realize.
Because when I give
You'll
my
see
word,
breaking,
when I give
you
my
know?
word, I keep my word. And you can call me, I'm a jerk sometimes. It's true. My detractors are right about some of that. Sometimes I'm a jerk. Sometimes I'm a hothead. Sometimes I lose my temper. But if I give my word, I keep my word. And whistleblowers know that if they come to me and say, this is off the record, please don't ever give my name,
Yep.
I won't give
You'll
your name.
protect them.
I spent $47,000 in a lawsuit against a former mayor of Methuen to protect my sources.
Not my dad.
And at the end of that 5.5-year lawsuit, we settled it out of court. My sources were never named. And so that's why people do come to me. No matter what they think, they might hate me, but if they have a story, they come to me.
I think every time I talk to Tom, I do say it's off the record
Yes.
because
What do I say? Stop saying that.
but there was a COVID situation.
Nick likes to make sure.
I was in the mayor's office back in 2021, and there was a COVID outbreak happening at the city hall.
Yeah.
And Eagle Tribune got word that I was pissed about something with the mayor and things like that, and I said, hey, I was so strict about it because my wife is pregnant with my first. I don't want them to get COVID. If I'm in the city hall, I should have been notified.
Right.
But by the way, this is off the record. Do not talk about my wife and or my unborn child. The paper ended up
Front page, right?
putting that my wife was pregnant,
right.
and the way that people found out that my wife was having a baby and
Yeah,
we were
that's
having a
not
baby
right.
was in the Eagle. Was in a paper.
Another paper.
Another
yes.
paper.
Different paper.
And I was livid.
And by the way, I don't care. People know Dan Shabilia and I don't get along, right? We're on opposite sides. But if Dan Shabilia called me tomorrow and said, Tom, I've got a confidential story involved in the Methuen school system of some really horrible
You'd
explosive
protect
thing,
him.
I would spend the same $47,000 protecting
Yep.
his identity as I did anybody else. Because it's not about him. It's not about my relationship with him. It's about my integrity. People come to me because they know they can trust what I say, and they may not even like me when they come to me. But I'm doing a job, and that's the other thing people don't understand. When you go to the Tribune, you don't see it as a person. You see it as a bunch of people, an organization. You don't blame them when they do stupid stuff.
Yeah, but you know a lot of people that take this thing personal.
They do, and they make it personal.
And some of them run politics,
Yes.
run for politics, and they mix, again, personal life with professional life. And I take this as a profession. Even though it's not a full-time job, there's a respect
There's a
factor,
professionalism that's
and there's a
needed,
professionalism that's needed. There's a lot of people that cross a line here. And
Because they run for personal reasons.
Right.
exactly.
So it's all personal
exactly.
vendettas
It is
or
a
personal
vendetta,
agenda.
gripes.
Stepping
and
stones,
that's
just
never
forwarding their own
good for the
career.
community. And there's a few out there that I can name, but I'm not.
And listen, there are also
Maybe
times when people just make a
90% of
mistake,
them.
right? We've got a city councilor now who kind of made a mistake one day, said something. He was a little upset. He shouldn't have said it publicly, but he immediately recognized what he said.
Who? I'm sorry.
I'm not going to say the name because it's in Methuen.
Oh, Methuen.
I'm not going to say the name because people get all worked up about who it is you're talking about, and I'd rather just make the point. And the point is that this Methuen counselor
make mistakes.
said something, realized they said it, and then immediately called other counselors and said, listen, I'm so sorry, I just realized that what I said was wrong. And then at the next meeting said, listen, I just want to say that what I said was wrong. That's integrity. That's a professional. That's somebody you
And
always
people
want to
are
elect whether you
human.
agree with them or not.
People are human, right? We
But
make
the other people who
mistakes.
get into this business, they get in it to hurt people. They take delight. You know, they run around and say, oh, did you hear about so-and-so? And they delight in other people's misfortune because they're immature and it makes them feel better about themselves. We saw that a lot on the school committee over the last few years. We've seen that in previous city councils. We saw it with a previous mayor. And the good thing I think about Methuen that is a little better than most communities is, yes, they tend to elect those kind of people from time to time because not a lot of people run for office. But once more qualified people kind of step up in a subsequent election, those people kind of get filtered out. Like those people end up going by the wayside.
Can I ask you, Tom, why would people want to do this? Like I can speak only for myself. I don't know if Nick agrees, but there are some days when I'm like, why?
Right.
Like my life is so good to be put in a position to try to do what's best for a community and be criticized, have your integrity questioned, have your motives questioned, like have your lifestyle questioned because of fulfilling a civic obligation.
Right.
I like, why? And my only motivation has only ever been, well, who's going to be there if I'm not?
Right.
So that's my biggest driver because, again, not, to sound like a broken record, but
You're the
I've been here
sexiest
my
woman
whole
alive.
life.
You could be doing
Jesus.
anything.
But that doesn't matter. Like I have
Of
lived
course
here.
it matters. What do you mean it doesn't
Tom,
matter?
I've lived here my whole
I
life.
agree with your piece of the last part, but the one thing I would add to it is, and I know this is true for you too, is I have nothing in the game here.
Right.
My kids are going to go to school
You could have
here.
run for mayor in the last election and you would have won. And it gives me no pleasure to say that because I don't want you to be mayor. At least I wouldn't have wanted you a year ago, another couple of years maybe. But you could have run and you would have won.
My family is number one priority. And when I look at my family, they're 5 and 2.
Yeah.
I don't want to be behind a desk while they grow up with a dad in office. And so whoever wants to do that, great for them. That's their priority. But I do this because this is the community I chose to grow my family. I don't have a business in the city. I don't have family that work for the city. I don't have any monetary value that comes from the city, other than my stipend, which is $5,000.
And to put a finer point on that, I hear all the time because I cover a lot of Methuen stuff. Well, Tom Duggan's got an agenda. Let me echo what you just said. I don't even live in Methuen. I live in North Andover. I don't have a business in Methuen. I'm not beholden to anyone in City Hall. What's my agenda? I write news pieces, and then I have very strong opinions about things. But in my newspaper, I clearly denote what my opinion is versus the news. And then I always ask people who say, well, Tom Duggan's got an agenda. What's my agenda? I have no family members that work for the city. I get no benefit. The city doesn't do business with me. DJ Beauregard doesn't buy ads with me like the mayor in Lawrence does.
I feel so bad. I feel like
Lawrence
there
did.
was
Mayor of Lawrence did.
Yeah, after today, maybe not.
There was a campaign years ago where people were just condemned for having family members working for the city. And
Right.
I want to say something because now I feel like it's constantly something someone says. And at some campaign, campaign rally or
Well, it was after the police contract.
yeah, it was, do you have any relatives? And it was actually like a platform. I
Right.
have no one who works for the city. And let me say, I don't either.
Right.
I have no relatives who work for the city. But is that such a bad thing?
Well,
so
no,
you
if you're-
grow in
no,
a
but if you're in a community, they could be
you-
your sister-in-law,
You said you
brother.
don't have a business in Methuen. You said you own a business. Guess what? I have a business in Methuen. I built my business in Methuen because I've lived here my entire
It's a-
life, and there's
again,
no other community I
didn't
would
say
have.
it to
But you get what I'm saying?
put it that way.
I get more nervous with the people who are in office that have zero ties to the city.
They
They
get
don't
nothing to
pay
lose.
taxes.
Well, I
they
pay
don't
taxes.
have a business.
I do pay
They
taxes. I
don't-
have a house, and I don't know how
Right,
many people.
But that's what I'm
Notice how
saying,
Nick
right?
makes it about him, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
I do. I do.
But like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I want people with skin in the game. I want, when you sit on that council, like, I understand the conflict of interest. I mean, obviously, I'm an attorney. Like, if your wife is a teacher in Methuen, no, you shouldn't be voting on the contract.
But can
that
I
she's
give you a
gonna
great
get.
example that happened on the last council, right?
Yeah,
So-
Methuen or Lawrence?
Methuen.
Okay.
So you had Jim McCarty, who was your city.
Well, that's
city
2
council.
councils ago.
Right.
Just
Okay.
I just want to be.
Whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
always
I just wanna
gonna
make sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
the comma
yeah.
goes over here. Let's distract the story.
I am
Well,
trying
no,
to
go.
be
Go
fair
ahead. Yeah,
here,
go
and
ahead.
you say
So-
I do this all the
so
time.
You do. You always distract with, oh no, he was his left hand instead of
It's
his
been
right
Nick
hand.
doesn't
6
like to
years.
offend anybody.
No,
Go.
It's been 6 years.
Jim McCarty was with the
Very
city council,
PC.
right?
Yes.
Under Neil Perry.
Yes.
Now, every single meeting, and we've got the videos, go online and look at them. Every single meeting, Neil Perry was corrupt. Neil Perry was a thief. Neil Perry was making deals behind the scenes. Neil Perry had an agenda until Neil Perry nominated his brother for a city job. And then he's making the motion to approve his budgets. He's pushing through all his entire agendas. They're posing with each other over at ribbon cuttings. And it was very obvious in front of everybody. It's not always that obvious. A lot of times it's not that obvious.
Yeah, but I could-
But in
I
that
could-
case,
Can you
in that
say-
case,
but I
it
could-
was.
But
But
can
I
you
could
say
argue-
people change opinions too?
Yeah, because
Now,
Neil and
you
I were like salt, like
Neil and
water
you
and vinegar.
were close at one point. He was
We were
on
very
your
close.
show
We were
every
very
month.
close.
So I'm just saying,
I
like,
had to break up a fight almost at your.
But we didn't stop being friends because he wouldn't hire my brother, right? And that's what I'm saying is, yes, do people change opinions? Yes, but don't hide behind that when your brother got a job, and then the next day there's a flip 360.
okay, now I
But
don't
Neil
know if
Perry
this is
didn't
true.
support me until my last election,
Right.
about
Back
2
to
years
Nick.
before he
But
died.
how do you know which
let's
came
just-
first, the chicken or the egg?
Right.
What if the reason, and I don't know, this is completely, I wish I weren't a counselor saying this, because this is just throwing it out there. But what if his brother wasn't promoted because of the animosity? And then what if
Well, we saw
they
that-
patched it and then he was appropriately promoted?
Well,
like, you don't know
We saw
how
that
things
with
happen.
we saw that with Joe Solomon's daughter, right? The mayor passed over Joe Solomon's daughter because she was Joe Solomon's
And
daughter.
can I tell you, as a counselor
That's
sitting,
different. That wasn't Perry, though. That was
No,
before.
the current mayor.
But
The current mayor.
I
I just
didn't
want to make
even
sure
know
people.
that that's who it was that they were talking about. This is how far removed away I was literally looking at
Because
it
in
as a
politics,
regular.
nobody ever says what they're really doing.
But I had
And by the
no
way, I like
idea.
DJ. I'm not disparaging.
No, but I had no idea, and I got email after email. How dare corrupt? I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I know
If someone's hired in City Hall and they're doing a good job, I don't care who their lineage is. If they're not good at their job, terminate their
Right.
employment. If
You don't
they
hold it
are,
against them and you don't give them the
can't have it
favors,
both
right.
ways. You can't have it both ways.
I know-
and I expect people to make people
I
accountable.
know we have a few minutes left, and
Like
so
2.
minutes. But Tom, how are you doing health-wise? Are you doing good? How are you feeling?
I wish I was doing better.
Yeah.
You're doing better than you were, though.
Well, no, I was doing better last year. I'm kind of going the opposite direction right now, and we're trying to. The doctors are doing the best they can. For those people who don't know, I had a serious medical thing. It's going to be 2 years ago. It'll be 3 years ago next week.
Very
where
scary.
I died twice. I was in a coma for 11 days. I was intubated for 15 more days after that. And then I was in the hospital for about 3 months. I was in rehab. They told me I'd never walk again. They told me I'd never write my name again. I'd never be able to tie my shoes again. And thank God for everybody around me that helped, everybody that kind of came together. Jana was sending sneaky food in, and I got better. But now, for some reason, for the last 7 months, things are starting to go back in the other direction. And so every day I wake up and I take a deep breath, and it reminds me of the day they took the breathing tube out. And I take that deep breath and I say, thank God I'm here another day, and I'm just going to make the best that I can. I may live another 30 years. I may live another 30 days. And so it has really kind of changed my perspective as far as enjoying life a little bit more and spending a little bit more time. My mom's 85, so I spend a little bit more time
She's
with my
very
family
sweet.
if I can. I spend a lot more time with TMF now that I kind of didn't spend as much time with, Mike Gorman and the people who feed the homeless.
And
And
TMF is the movement family,
Yeah.
and they operate every Wednesday in Lawrence. They were at the bus stop. Where are they now?
We're at 101 Amesbury Street, right next door, and it's a pop-up dinner for the homeless every Wednesday
It's in
night.
a parking lot now, isn't
It's
it?
a
of the
parking lot now at
church?
101 Amesbury Street, and they set up for dinner so the homeless can come. It's 3 hours a week on a Wednesday night. But then TMF does something else that they don't brag about. They go out on Saturday morning. Francisco Polino, the state rep, donates breakfast and coffee from Heavenly Donuts because he owns Heavenly Donuts. and they go out and they do breakfast with the homeless. And on Tuesdays or Thursdays, they go to all the encampments and they do outreach and they talk to people individually and say, what is it that we can do for you? Some people might say, I need sneakers. Some people might say, I need a blanket. Or I need somebody to help me with paperwork because my insurance is screwed up and I need to go to the hospital. And they will find find a way to service the individual needs with those people.
Yeah, we should have Mike Gorman
And
on.
if anybody,
Your
wants
ratings
to
go
donate,
better than mine.
It's sometimes so easy. Like I know you do an Amazon wish list around Christmas and that sort of stuff. There are things that they need, like rain ponchos that are maybe $20 if anybody wants to donate. And if you're interested in donating, you can always write us at thebuzzmethuen@gmail.com.
Or join our Facebook group.
Yes, supposedly our Facebook group. I'm not holding my breath. It's been like a year.
Look how great she looks.
It's like a year.
Well,
shameless.
She
plug.
is the sexiest woman alive. I don't
Listen,
care what anyone says. It's
I
true.
didn't pay him to say that.
No, she didn't have to.
I
Look at her.
didn't.
Tom, I
didn't.
appreciate you coming on
Thanks.
and giving us
you.
some.
And thank you for your concern about my health. I generally don't talk about it in public a lot, but it's nice that enough people have noticed and care.
Yeah,
because I
don't wish poorly on
by
anyone.
right I shouldn't be here. And can I just say one more thing? It was a pleasure at my charity bash this year to be able to get all the doctors and the nurses and the staff from Lawrence General. We had 3 tables of medical professionals who were the exact people who worked on me for months and saved my life over and over and over, and to be able to have them in the room and show our appreciation to them and give them an award was wonderful. Because now if I die, now if something happens to me, I feel like I've at least been able to thank the people who do. It's always and I know you got to go, but it's always fascinating me, even when I was a kid, that you get sick, you go to the hospital, my grandmother goes to the hospital, and then some surgeon works on her and saves her life.
And
she never knows who she was. And so,
so you got that opportunity at least.
I got the list of everyone that worked on when we brought them in, and those people are wonderful.
And
They're
they
incredible.
did. That was a really nice moment at the bash. We do have to go because this is not the podcast where you
sorry.
go on for an hour after the allotted time. We just
My
keep
3-hour,
going.
1-hour podcast.
Yeah. But thank you for joining us on the Buzz/The Brew segment.
I'm Nick DeZoglio.
I'm Jana Zani Pesh.
And I think I'm Tom Duggan.
He still is. Thank you
Thank
for
you for watching.
watching.